What's it like following the stars and following Jesus too? George, what do you think?
Yeah, so following Jesus and doing science is really interesting. I do both, and I really enjoy doing both. And it's also really important because science answers some of our questions about maybe how the world works in certain ways, but it doesn't answer all of our questions like what's right and wrong, and other kind of moral or ethical questions or questions of meaning and purpose. Whereas faith can answer all of those things. It can give us answers towards lots of the questions that we have to answer in life and that we need to have answers to.
How did you start following Jesus?
I grew up in a Christian home and used to go to a very traditional church. In fact, I was a choir boy at one point, which is maybe a slightly more embarrassing revelation. But then I sort of drifted away from my faith. It wasn't really my own faith. And I came back to it in my early teenage years, so when I was about 14, 15. And I realised that it kind of all hinged around this conversation I had with someone in a school canteen, where I, at the time, was kind of proudly brushed them off and said, oh, well, all this God stuff's all well and good, but actually I'm an agnostic. We can't possibly know unless God shows up. And very kindly and humbly and lovingly, this guy pointed out to me that the claim of Jesus is that God has shown up in history, and that before dismissing God quite so readily as I did, maybe I should look into that a bit more. And when I did, I could see it. It was clear to me that Jesus was who he said he was, and that means there's a God, and that means we have meaning, we have purpose, we have all of these other things, which is exciting.
George, you've given us a lot to think about. Thanks for talking to us.